to the agenda?
There are no changes.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There were minutes from the July 15th meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's nothing to report out of closed session. Item 11 is recognitions and commendations. We're going to recognize one of our employees of the year, Ms. Lujan.
Mhm.
Good evening, everyone. It brings me immense pleasure this evening to recognize Dan Arzaga as the Martha Mead Certificated Employee of the Year for the district office. Dan has all kinds of glowing gems in his employee file, from a beautiful letter of commendation for a presentation he gave at a bilingual parent meeting in February of 1998 to a congratulatory letter for being recognized as the Certificated Employee of the Year for Oceana High School in 2023. Dan's file is a reflection of the amazing employee and person he is. We are extremely grateful for the important work he is leading in our district in his role as the diversity, equity, and inclusion teacher on special assignment, and for the lasting and important impact his work has had on students, staff, and family. Dan, I would love to welcome you up for any comments you may want to share, and then the board will have some words to share with you, and then following that, we'll pause to take a picture.
Thank you for the recognition, and thank you for continuing to name it after Martha Mead. In the early years of my teaching, we didn't have BITSA or instructional coaches, and Martha was directly across the hall from me. So in my first few years of teaching, she was my department head, my colleague, and a friend and a mentor. So thank you.
Welcome.
Congratulations, Dan. Just really incredible work. And I know the work you've done, especially with the equity work and the diversity work, has just been phenomenal. So just really grateful to you for all the incredible leaps and bounds you've taken us with the work you've done.
Hi, Dan. I really loved what you just said because that's a personal connection to Martha Mead. And I think that the work you do here and just the person you are, you're so impactful. And we really need you where you are right now is more than ever. And I just want to say how grateful I am for everything you give us, everything that you're doing for our students and our families. And continue to do the great work. Thank you.
Congratulations. My son's starting at Terra Nova High School, and he's I can't even name the class. Oh my goodness gracious.
Ethnic studies.
Ethnic studies. Thank you. He's taking ethnic studies. Good Lord. And we were just talking about the new requirements of the class, and we got a little bit into a discussion about the district's equity movement. And when I was talking to him, I thought about the work that you've done and you are doing. And I'm very appreciative. And it boils down to the student level. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Dan, I am so happy to be able to honor you in front of other people. I think probably a lot. I tell you how happy I am that you're in our district and in this position. I'm grateful as the superintendent and as somebody who's Corrine Baca and I have worked really hard on the diversity, equity, and inclusion and ethnic studies work. And having you come on as teacher on special assignment, and I guess suspending your, I don't know, taking on a role that was absolutely not defined is to me a very courageous thing to do. And I'm grateful that you took on the role and have created have made such an impact just in one year. The learning that you've done, the learning that you've shared with others, and the opening up of discussions between students and staff has really been remarkable. And what you all may not know is that last year, so we've been working with National Equity Project for 2 years, and really Corrine and I were leading the work the first year, and then I turned the reins over to Dan to be the lead with the equity design team this past year. And it made it able, your work made it possible for Corrine and I to take on bigger roles doing other things because we had the confidence that you had us all. So your impact in the classroom, I know all these years has been great, as evidenced by my own son, who had Mr. Arzaga and raved about him every single day. But now your work is really spreading across the whole district. And so I'm just super grateful. And it's also just really nice to see you at our district office too. So thank you so much. And congratulations.
We doing photos?
I think so.
Let's
Should we break and take a photo?
take a photo
Okay. All right.
or two.
On the side, so that way we're standing on a thing and it's just on the blue.
I'll share the photo with you, Dan.
Right in the middle. We're joking. We're all wearing blue. We call each other.
One there, perfect. There's a reflection. Sorry, I'm gonna get closer. There we go.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Stan. Thanks for coming. Sing what? Thanks, Sam.
I didn't watch General Hospital. All right, that was great. Item 12, how about a board report?
All right, I'll be real brief. Just really excited to, have the school year start, and especially it was great to be able to go to the welcome back. I thought that was really a nice event to kick off the year. And I'm looking forward to the assorted back to school nights. I had to double check the calendar to see what's next. Looks like Jeff is up first on Thursday, so I will be there. 6:30, right? Okay.
I couldn't make it to the welcome back because I had COVID. So everybody, it's still out there.
How you doing?
Be careful, as we all know. I thought it was just a cold, and someone told me to test, and I was so surprised that I tested positive. And I'm glad that I tested so that I wouldn't infect anyone else. But I am really excited for the upcoming school year. I just have great hopes for us. And we have such a great team, and I'm really excited to go to the schools.
I'm glad Trustee Lee mentioned the welcome back. I enjoyed it again. I had a chance to participate a little bit in some of the exercises and got to meet another math teacher, and that was cool. I just love seeing everyone in the same place. We don't get to do it often. And so that was nice. I attended a community event over the weekend that I learned about from the Daly City Colma Chamber of Commerce. So on Saturday, I went to War Memorial for the Daly City Hip Hop Festival, and got to see, it's kind of, I didn't know who would be there, and I walk in and immediately see my son's barber And my son thinks it's kind of cool. It's his barber, but it's kind of cool that I walk in the door and I'm dapping somebody up right away. A community member. So it was great to see the people from the community, vendors, and some pretty cool B-boys and B-girls. And I guess I also heard some music. So saw some DJs. That was fun. My son started at Terra Nova, and so I've been there a couple times, and it's good to see the energy. I'm glad we're back. How about superintendent report?
Thank you. I want to echo these positive sentiments. We had a really great welcome back this year. And I think that I heard a resounding thank you for giving us half a day at our sites from our staff. And I think that the activities that we had in the morning with everybody were just really positive. Like the moment that I got there, everybody was really positive. And I wasn't quite sure because, you know, the state of our world, there's lots of stuff going on that's not so positive. And so I wasn't sure what the tone would be when we got back, but it was really super positive. People were very happy to be back and to see each other. And it was great. And then we opened school, and I've been working in the district for 7 years, been at the schools on the first day of school for 7 years. And this was hands down the most calm, organized, positive first day back. I feel there are many reasons for that, not the least of which is continuity of leadership. And I heard that from many staff members that, you just have a sense of continuity and you know what's coming. And really, really grateful for our site leaders and our district leaders for that. I've also been in lots and lots of classrooms already, which makes me very happy. And the kids are happy. I shouldn't say kids, the young, the teenagers. We're happy and productive. So I'm just really proud of us for opening school in such a positive fashion. And I just can't wait for the year ahead. That's it.
Thank you. Are there any board subcommittees that need to report out? How about an AFT Local 1481 report? May I make a quick comment, Ms. Casey? Oh, so I was at the welcome back, and there's a moment where the union has to meet. And so as a non-union member, I'm very kindly welcomed to leave. And as a former union representative, a teachers union representative, I love that moment for all of our people.
May I say one more thing? I forgot to, and I realized Rosie and Andy were also with me. Thank you. We attended the Hope dinner with the union. Thank you for inviting us. It's always a really wonderful event. And being a former union president myself, I appreciated being there.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Moni Casey. I'm president of 1481 for the rest of this year only. I'm going to be saying that a lot. So I just want to remind everyone, because we're starting a new school year, I don't know who is watching for the first time, so I want to make sure I say some of the things to introduce the union, AFT 1481. We represent 5 contracts in our district: adult school, classified, day certificated, subs, and walk-on coaches. I want to remind everyone that we're not a teachers union, we're an educators union. So we could not do our jobs as teachers if we didn't have the classified members, if we didn't have the substitutes, if we didn't have the coaches. The adult school is a big part of our community. So I just want to remind everyone of that. Welcome back. We had a great welcome back training for our site reps and officers on that first day. Thank you for allowing us to have that time together and a working lunch. So we did have a working lunch, but it was good. We also had our first executive board meeting on August 12th. We're very excited that we have a pretty full executive board and site reps. Every single site and area is represented, except for the walk-on coaches. We don't have a site rep for that, but we do have people on our exec board who do work with them closely. So we feel like we have representation. We would like to emphasize that we would like all sites to have site labor management meetings. So just a reminder to everyone, and that on your site or with your group, that should be a place where you can go for problem solving. And it's a good place to start. We're excited again that we have new site reps that bring new, fresh ideas to the table, and that's always a good thing. And similarly, last year when we did negotiations, we had about 22 folks, many of whom were new. So that's always great to have new people get involved. Again, in case you didn't hear, my last year as president. Doesn't mean I'm going to be going away, but you never know. I encourage folks to contact me if they're interested in getting involved in the union leadership positions. Site reps are every year, and the executive board members are every 2 years. So our 2 years are up. And so if you're interested, I'd love for you to start sooner than later so that we can get aligned and so you can learn what you need to learn. And I just want to thank Michael Miller and Angela Dotson for participating in some of the CFT committees. So that's our statewide committees. And also thank you to some of our 1481 exec board, the JUHSD admin, and the JUHSD trustees who came to support the San Mateo Central Labor Council coat banquet. So I just wanted to mention that. Also, for everyone, please check our website periodically if you're interested in participating in political actions. There's a lot on there. It hasn't been updated yet, but it will be in the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you. I encourage everyone to examine the information and correspondence, item number 13. Item 14, we have a consent agenda.
Move to approve consent.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Also on the draw here. Sorry. All right. Just 1 second, folks. I'm there. 15 is public comment. Is there any public comment?
We have no public comment.
Thank you. 16. Discussion items. Sorry. Uh, 16A1. Sorry, again. Turn it over to me. So should I go 16A1 or 16A?
Yeah, actually, thank you for asking. I think if it's all right, I can talk about A1 through 3, and then if there are any.
Okay,
If there's any
Superintendent
discussion.
Tony Presta will talk about items under 16A.
Thank you. So this is a first reading for updates to board policies. 16A1 and 16A2 are updates to the board policy regarding charter school authorization and charter school oversight. We have one charter school in our school district, Summit Shasta. They are going to be renewing their charter, so I thought it was timely to make sure that we got these updates done. And then board policy, board bylaw 9011 is regarding disclosure of confidential and privileged information. And so it just clarifies the definition of confidential information and gives some guidance to us. So this is a first read. And then at the next board meeting, we would approve them. If you have any discussion or questions, I'm happy to
So this is a first read,
Mhm.
and the next time we vote on it will be on consent agenda.
Correct.
The only comment I have is, at least with 16A1, the charter school authorization, I noticed that the non-classroom-based instruction charters, that petition, that timetable extends only to January 1st. I know that there is actually some pending legislation that will probably
Renew that. or
potentially
move it
renew
forward.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we will update if that happens.
if it happens.
Thank you. Thank you.
But no questions for me.
Okay, moving on to item 16B.
Mhm.
I think that's Ms. Baca.
Mhm.
Good evening, Vice President Walker, members of the board. Tonight, I'm bringing forward for discussion 3 board policies for your consideration, all connected to instructional materials. So the first is Board Policy 1312.2, complaints concerning instructional materials. And this policy has been updated to align with new law SB 153, which makes it clear that the board cannot approve any instructional materials or curriculum that unlawfully discriminate against students. Second, Board Policy 6161.1, selection and evaluation of instructional materials. This reflects AB 1078, which requires the California Department of Education to provide guidance on how materials should be reviewed to ensure that they represent diverse perspectives, are culturally relevant, and that the public has access to the laws protecting an inclusive and accurate curriculum. And finally, Board Policy 6161.11 is about supplementary instructional materials. And it has been updated to reflect also AB 1078. The changes specify that the board cannot refuse or ban the use of supplementary instructional materials because they include diverse or inclusive perspectives, unless the material portrays legally protected groups negatively. So this is for first reading, and the next board meeting, it will be under consent item. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baca. Any questions or comments?
I just want to thank you for bringing these to us because it's more important. It's super important right now, and we're doubling down on it. This is who we are, and I'm glad we're memorializing it in policy. Thank you.
Item 16C, Human Resources, Director Lujan.
Good evening, everyone. The board policy up for your review this evening is BP 4040, which is employee use of technology. It was updated to include, to outline specifically AI, to note that it is allowable by employees, but that employees are responsible for checking the content and that no confidential student data or employee data should be entered into AI platforms.
Thank you. Any comments or questions?
No.
16D, Business Services. Maybe we go as 16D1. The budget update. Deputy Superintendent of Business Services, Tina Van Raphorst.
Good evening, Vice President Walker and trustees. Due to the recent uncertainty about federal funding and because the state budget was adopted after my last budget report, I decided to bring you an update that is outside of our regular cycle of budget updates. This is a preliminary update for discussion only. No action is required or recommended at this time. I will bring a more detailed update in September after the books are formally closed for the 24-25 school year. No changes will need to be formally adopted by the board until I bring the first interim report in December. So with all those caveats, let's see. No, which way to push this? There we go. So federal funding was withheld, but then it was released. So while we at the district level have not yet received the funds, the state has indicated that the federal government has released the funds to the state and the state will be passing them along to us soon. The future of federal funding beyond 25-26 is uncertain. There still is a lot of talk of reducing or eliminating federal funding for programs, specifically those that support students learning English, summer school and remediation programs, and adult school. Even with these cuts, even without these cuts, the adult school program is already facing a need to reduce. The last few years, our federal grants have come in lower than expected, and it created a cumulative deficit for 24-25, creating the need for us to contribute from the general fund about $440,000. Again, that will be finalized once we close the books, but that's the estimate right now. We're working on reducing the expenditures for 25-26 and working with the State Department of Education to see if we can recover any of the federal shortfalls. The good news is that the state is providing school districts with one-time funds this year. For JUHSD, we will be getting just over $1 million in a new discretionary block grant. These funds can be spent for any educational purpose. We will also be receiving about $150,000 in learning recovery funds that is above what we budgeted. Lastly, our school nutrition program will need to make some adjustments that I want to bring to your attention. As you know, the way school food service programs have been funded dramatically changed after the pandemic. We used to have a program where we only were reimbursed for meals that were served to students that qualified for free or reduced meals, and then all other students needed to pay for their meals. Universal Meals allows all students to eat for free, and we're reimbursed for all of the meals. The state provided the district with one-time funds to scale up programs to meet the increased demand. Those funds are coming to an end, and based on the number of meals we're serving each day, we will need to cut costs to balance the food service budget. We scaled up a bit too much. So we'll be looking to reduce 7 of the 31 positions that we currently have in food service. And we're hopeful that we can make those reductions gradually. As people leave, we'll just not replace them. But if we're still overstaffed in the spring, we may need to consider layoffs. So the next slide, the white space on this slide indicates what was the adopted budget. And the green sections are the adjustments that I just kind of went over. So in 24-25, we started the year with $24.5 million in the bank. We had a projected revenue of about $85 million, and we had a projected expenditure of $89.9 million. Due to the adult education shortfall, we now expect the expenditures to be around $90.3 million. And then in the current year, 25-26, you can see the addition of the $1.2 million in one-time state funds and an estimate of a contribution we may still need to make for adult school until we get that program balanced out. So with these changes, you can see the new projected reserve for 25-26 is 16.1%. which is a little bit higher than what we projected at adopted budget of 15.54%. Not a major change, but a net positive impact. So in summary, federal funding is secured for this current year. The one-time state funding improves our financial position, and we have planning in place to stabilize the adult education and food service funds. Again, these estimates will be updated in about a month when the books are closed on last school year, and we'll discuss it more then. You have any questions?
No questions for me, but just again, thank you for the update because this is helpful. I'm glad that our position looks better this year, and it does have the impact on the MYP as well. So that's good. Nice to see.
Always appreciate the updates. Yeah, I mean, when we finally see the money, it'll be nice.
Thank you. I think we'll be hearing from you again soon. Items 16D 2 through 5 are board policy updates from business services.
Thank you. So the first two of these are funding updates. Board Policy 3230 references federal grants, and 3452 student activities funds. These have both been updated to clarify new laws, clarify the way that accounting and reporting is taken care of, and then to clarify some language, such as making sure that the student activity funds only apply to organizations that are composed entirely of students. The other two policies are facilities financing and developer fees. These also incorporate new legislation, and the developer fees one actually codifies what we've been doing that had been in our administrative regulations. They moved it into the board policy to make sure that we're conducting justification studies and public hearings. None of these policies have substantial changes to our practices, more just clarification. And just like all the rest of them, they would come back for action at the next board meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 17, A1. Director Lujan.
Good evening. This first job description is a new position, teacher of the visually impaired. This position a teacher in this position would support student access to curriculum, development of skills, and use of assistive technology, and would actively collaborate with general education teachers. At this time, we contract for this service because the position is less than 0.2 of we need the services so little. But we do want to have a job description in case we ever get to a place where it would make sense for us to bring on our own teacher.
And are you asking for action now?
Move to approve the teacher of the visually impaired job description.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I just want to say thank you for thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Always.
I was going to ask you, is this a pressing need, or is this something we need to be prepared for? And it's nice to be in a position where someone's thinking of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
17A2, job description, physical therapist, Director Lujan.
Hi, this is a new position as well. The school-based physical therapist would provide therapy services to students with physical disabilities, motor impairments, and developmental delays as part of their educational programming. They too would collaborate with the general education teacher to ensure students have access. This also is a position where we currently contract because we need less than 0.2 of a position. But in the event that we ever need more services and want to hire our own employee, we wanted to have a job description ready to go.
Thank you.
Move to approve the physical therapist school-based job description.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 16A3, job description, Inspire Health Educator, Director Lujan.
Thank you. So this is a new position. Daly City Youth Health Center was awarded a grant called the Inspire Grant, and they would like to use the grant funds to bring on health educators who would provide community and classroom health education and co-facilitate leadership youth development.
And move to approve the Inspire Health Educator job description.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Director Lujan. We just had a first hearing on a bunch of board policy update, and it must be hard, Superintendent Presta, for someone to keep track of all this. So thank you to whoever does that. Item 17, action items. 17.
We were just there.
Did I just do
Yeah,
that?
we're on our 18 consideration of future agenda items.
18, consideration of future agenda items. Thank you.
I got nothing.
Well, item 19,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
all's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned, 7:53 PM.